Hello everybody, it is Angie Treasured Vintage, and it's time for my yearly garden tour. Yeah, I try to do this every year just to show for myself and for my viewers that like it, what I've got in my garden blooming. I just have some perennials in here along with some impatiens, and I made up a few pots. Just kind of my rustic little area there. I'll start around the back because I hear a pretty loud mower around the front. So here's an area you may have seen on another video. Just a little shade garden where my little Joey rests right there. A little Sheltie passed away in February. And some more hostas. And Astilbe, they're done already. They didn't do very much. I don't think they like it out here by the dryer vent. That one there just really got small. Thinking about just having this one hosta here and taking out the Francis Williams hosta, put it somewhere else. This one just makes a nice statement on its own. Then here's another one that's just getting shaded out. This is, and I'm not sure I know how to say it, Weigela. It's variegated, has pink flowers in the spring. It needs rejuvenated. Well, everything was late this year. It was an odd year, so everything bloomed late, and this viburnum didn't hardly bloom at all. And we have my husband's tomato plants over here. And as we film this, it is June 23rd, 2020. And this is what we've got so far. Just some small little tomatoes in there. Not very big. And up here's another plant. And there is the back. There's not much back there except the ferns and the stone wall and my clematis back there, but I don't think it's gonna bloom. I'm not really sure. The Japanese maple, it got frosted this year. Yeah, there were quite a few hard frosts this year that were late, so there were things that really got messed up by the frost. So the rhododendrons are done. I haven't been pinching the new growth off, and when you don't pinch that off, you get more leaf growth, and they really grow bigger and fuller the next year. So I'm gonna have to be taking some off to keep them down below the windows there. This needs trimmed. And they look the best this year than they ever looked, though, I think. And I hadn't been trimming them, or taking the spent blooms off, so that might be a good thing not to do. I don't have too much here. I ended up taking out a lot of sedum that was in here. I don't know if you remember what that was like before, but I just got tired of the look, and I don't know exactly what I'm doing yet in here, but I did put a wave petunia. I have my lamium. There is a phlox back there that kept getting eaten off, bright eyes phlox, kept getting eaten off by the rabbits, so I put a little cage around it, which they can probably hop right in and eat anyway, but that's all I had. So, and I have some perennial geranium, more phlox, Shasta daisies. This is a sweet autumn clematis that'll bloom in August, September. some spider flowers or cleome. They're going to come up. Some snow on the mountain. Maybe I'll take some video when everything comes out. Liatris. This is some kind of lamb's ear. I don't remember the name of it, but it's pretty this year. You see the butterfly? Butterflies like it. And I got a rose. The rose that I got was not a knockout because you see them everywhere. So I got a shrub rose. It's called Kaleidoscope, and it has double blooms on it when it comes out, but it's not blooming right now. It was pretty when I first got it. And I have some narrow leaf zinnias, some coreopsis, 2 more wave petunias, some why does this escape me? The yellow flower. Oh, I couldn't think of that the other day either. It's got a yellow flower on it. Then I got some cut and come again zinnias, and then this one is something I think like King Kong zinnia or something like that. It gets real tall, and I love it so far. I love the big leaves and the big blooms. These blooms over here on the cut and come again are tiny. I don't know if I just need to feed them or what. I need to do some deadheading here of my other perennial geranium. The lilies didn't do well this year. You see they got frosted. A lot of them didn't even come out. And I'm doing an experiment with the cleome, letting them close together. Usually I have them way far apart, but I thought I would make them shorter and closer together this year and see what that does. I love this tiny little ground cover. Forget what it's called, but it never, hardly ever gets any bigger than that. It does not spread at all, and it just stays there like that. It's just really, really slow grower. As I see some weeds as I'm going, I put some cream on the other day. Hopefully that'll take care of the weeds that are coming. That bugs me. I can't think of that plant. So this is the mailbox bed. I'll put a purple wave petunia out here, another one of those giant zinnias. There's a little decoration. We have ground moles, so my husband bought these things that emit some kind of a signal that is supposed to get rid of repel the ground moles. So, do you hear it? It buzzes every once in a while. Then I have some more of the zinnias. I have a vinca there that's way too close to the wave petunia. I love my red grass here. This is the Lucifer, and the plant starts with a C. I don't know how to pronounce it. Some more of the geraniums, and this is Henry's Garnet Itea. It's getting finished blooming. The blooms were a lot more white. Now they're fading, and it gets. I have to restrain myself to come out here and cut each one of these off individually when they're done, because I don't like the looks when it's done, but it's really pretty when it's all blooming. Makes quite a specimen when it's all blooming. And this is a pretty lily here when it comes out. Some more phlox, black-eyed Susan, and coneflower. Another variegated sedum, Shasta daisy. Little princess, I think, or maybe not. Spirea. More phlox and more coreopsis. This bed over here is just a foliage bed, and I have a few rocks and a few little ornaments in there. This is really old, but I like the shape of it, so I keep it. It's really rustic looking, and I have to get in here, and I think that's poison. I have to get that. The creeping phlox did not do well this year. At least what was out here didn't do well. And my tiny, small iris, they're real little, and I guess they're mini. They're yellow. They didn't do so well either. And this is Angelica sedum, and it just goes crazy. I don't put it anywhere for that reason except for out here. And you see that when it gets sun, it gets this color up here when it gets more sun. But you have to watch it because it goes everywhere if you don't watch it. If you don't keep a rein on it. I like the looks of it in my rocks. And I will show you the side bed here. My husband got a cover for his forerunner because it got pollen on it all the time, and so he covered it up. This probably got too much water. That is a salvia and a wire plant, I think. Isn't that cute? I love that. It's so dainty. And this little hosta. Lady's mantle. We had a giant storm last night, so it kind of beat down things. Really nice coral bell. Gila, and we have some astilbe. I love that. I love the form of this one because it's nice. It's got nice, thick, fluffy blooms on it. This is a spring blooming phlox, and that's a big weed. I have to get that. I think I'm gonna take this hosta out of here. And this is September Charm anemone. Anemone? I don't know if I said that right. This is more Japanese astilbe, small ground cover type. This is my soft touch holly, which is very cute. Last year it got spider mites. I'm going to have to try to make sure it doesn't get spider mites again. Maybe spray it with some 7 or something if it'll take that. And my poor hydrangea has one bloom on it. It was another thing that got frosted 2 times. Here is a painted fern. Another hellebore. Giant leaves on that Bethlehem sage, Mrs. Moon, pulmonaria. Another one of the chartreuse hostas. And this is a really cool grass. It starts with an H. There's no way I can pronounce that. And back here we have another thing was right on the tip of my tongue. It's an herb and it goes everywhere. This is some ferns that I got at my mom's house. Very cool, very tall. I'm not sure if they're cinnamon ferns or what. But look how these painted ferns have just volunteered themselves right into the brick holes, which I think is pretty cool. So that's about it. I'll take you up here and show you my... Let's look and see if there's any blooms on the clematis. My husband just put up trellis because it was broke. And my husband, he caught heck. I gave him heck for trimming along this Russian cypress. He does that every year, and it makes this line of brown, which I really don't enjoy at all. See, over here is what it's supposed to look like. Fluffed out green. But I don't want to see that all summer like that. And I guess it's because he mows along there, but It just really doesn't look good to me. As this clematis doesn't look very good either. It's not looking very good. I don't know what might have happened to it as it got put up on the, tied up on the trellis, but I don't think anything's happening with that this year. I don't know why it looks half dead, but it does. Not half, but a little bit. And these Russian cypress, they really should be taken out and something else put in. This is a steep hill. And you know, at one time I mowed that hill and it was not fun. But it wouldn't be fun to try to plant something there again either, because I'm sure it's Snake City in there now. So, there you have it. Again, another year, another summer video of my yard and the garden. And back here is where we see wildlife a lot. Our line goes probably a little beyond that fence post there. So some of this up here is like a right-of-way. There's a road up here, and the road tends to be traveled by all kinds of things like big black bears and deer and little spotted fawns and all kinds of stuff, foxes. So my husband has a trail camera up, and it's on the arbor right there. So we get to see what's going up and down the road. So that is all I have for today. I will be back with another garden video next year, unless there's something that's blooming wonderfully a little later on, which there's still beautiful blooms to come. But yeah, that's about it for now. Y'all have a blessed day, and I will see you later. Bye for now.